how are you all? I'm really excited for today. This is our second Ozaru Day. It's exciting times. Actually, it's also the second year that we have Gen AI out there, and there's so many things to talk and so many interesting people to talk on. So I'm really excited. So let's get it on. This is the first conference for us. And with me, I have the honor to have one of the most brilliant founders I met while I was in Skydeck. He's a great guy. Nathaniel is the CEO of Pickaxe, one of the coolest tools available so everyone can build their own GPTs. And today we're going to chat a little bit on the future of the creative class economy. Like, I think a lot of things have changed. So, Nathaniel, welcome.
It's so great to be here, Guillermo. It's so exciting. We really think that the creative economy, is being powered by generative AI in a completely new way. We're here in LA, and we see creative people using generative AI to make never before seen content, stuff that would have taken tens of millions of dollars to do in the past. Now you can do very easily just on your computer, and you can build new types of businesses that, nobody would have ever been able to build before.
Um, just to give context to the people that are listening this, because it's not fair. I already know your story and it's incredible story. Um, can you share with us a little bit how you met your co-founders, why LA? Like, because they need to understand that you actually are on that place. You have been around movies, you have been around well, a lot of creative things. So how was it? How did you met your co-founders?
So I met my co-founders. Actually, I was living in a van working at a startup in a film director's driveway in LA. And they came over for a writer's room for an independent film. And we all worked together writing and figuring out what the plot should be for this independent film. And it was so much fun. And we worked together so well that we decided that we had to keep working together. We made some different movies together here in LA. We made some different creative AI projects. We made a fake Twitter that only had AI characters. And we basically just built a lot of tools in the space. And eventually we decided, we want to make it easier for other people to build tools in this space because it's so exciting. And that's really when we came together on Pickaxe.
How did you get on Pickaxe? Like, let's begin with the basics. What is the problem that you're solving? How did you figure out that this was a problem?
Well, the problem that we're solving at Pickaxe is that if you are a consultant, a coach, a course creator, or anybody that's doing something where you're selling access to expertise, if you're helping somebody with something, mentoring, that is not a scalable business. You only have so many hours in the day. And so with Pickaxe, you can basically build out a suite of AI tools and sell access to them alongside your consulting to both supplement it and to basically expand your reach so that you can, access more people and help more people with your business and with your expertise and your advice. In the past, maybe you could write a blog or you could make an amazing YouTube video that, showed people how to do something, but that's a one-directional flow of information. So now with generative AI, information can flow in both directions in a scalable way. And so that's kind of what we're really focusing on. How did we figure out that was a problem? Well, when we first launched Pickaxe, we were just some creative economy people just building something for fun, seeing who would use it. And as we saw the different tools people were building, we realized that what they were all trying to do was scale themselves in this way. So we kind of realized that we had to focus in on that and help people do that.
But some of the people that are watching this may not be so familiar with what is a tool or what's on in the chat GPT store, right? So can you detail a little bit more on what is these tools? Like, if I'm a consultant and you just got my attention, right? Because I cannot replicate myself. What is this? Is it like I'm going to build a digital twin of me? Is it like there's going to be a memo out there that talks like me, but it's not me? What is it?
Well, right now it's just a chatbot. or a series of chatbots, we find that instead of trying to make an exact copy of you, it's better for you to maybe break your business or your advice down into a couple of different tools. And each of these chatbots focuses on different aspects of your advice. So maybe if you're a startup advisor, maybe you've got one that specifically helps with your advice on, you know, fundraising, another one that talks much more about marketing, and breaking yourself down into the core competencies that you have. But at the end of the day, it's a series of chatbots, some of whom can go and hit information out in the world, and they're kind of agentic in a certain sense. But basically, what you do is you put all the documents and stuff that you've compiled and produced throughout your consulting career, and that's where you start off. And then you progressively make a better and better version of this tool through prompt engineering. It's simple English language or Spanish language prompt design. You can code basically any behavior just by telling the model in the right way what to do. And so on our platform, we provide you the space in a no-code way to do all of that. And then once you have some really great tools, to go and set up storefronts and monetize them and all that.
That's okay. So let me see if I got this right. Right. For example, I most of the time have conversations with my friends around two topics. One of them asked me a lot how to help them with their kids in terms of technology, because technology for them it's going faster in their kids' lives, and they are doing a daily job, so they don't have time to figure out the next trend in cybersecurity, or is this game that they're not supposed to play. Actually, getting up in the back of technology that the kids are using and understanding the dangers, the threats, and how is it responsibly going to be used, it's a full-time job. So when they got to me, now they're giving me the job of searching these tools and telling them, no, this is safe. No, this is not. Mostly because I'm also a gamer. So pretty much I also play the same games that their kids are playing. And they told me, oh, you're playing that game my kid is playing. I tell them, no, that's not for kids. But what you're saying is that right now, what I can do is both, instead of researching myself every time one tells me my kid is using this, is it safe? Now I can build a tool to give advice on is it safe too. But
Absolutely.
also I can make another tool just to tell them how to engage with technology or prevent their children, so they can build this layer of security for them.
Absolutely. If you are known for giving some of the best advice about this stuff, you could embed some of that expertise in a tool and share it with as many people as you'd like. And they can ask it questions, and Pickaxe will automatically email you and let you know how it's going, if it's answering well, if it's answering poorly. And, we can work together until you have a tool that answers exactly the way that you would on this topic every time. So that's kind of what we help people to set up.
And now the other part that was really interesting, you say monetize. Because right now I don't charge my friends for this, but how can I make money on this?
Well, it's very simple. We've got you basically set up a storefront that has your different tools in it. And, folks can log in. You can give it to folks for free, but then, if you want, you can set a limit for the number of uses that they can do before you can charge them some subscription fee to keep using the service. Or you can limit certain tools if you have a really high value tool behind a paywall, and make it so that, they can only access it if they pay. So, we really just give full control over to the creators. We find that people have hundreds of different use cases, but at a high level, we want to empower people to really build businesses on top of GPTs.
And do I need to build my own web page and then publish there my tools, or where does my tool lives?
You don't need to build your own web page. We provide you with a storefront. It's very easy to set up, and it's completely customizable exactly to how you want your brand to be. It's basically like a very basic website builder that is chatbot focused and all on Pickaxe. So you can put it at a custom domain if you If you want to buy, you know, some custom domain, it's very easy to put it there so that it's really white labeled and branded exactly how you want it. But you don't need to go buy a website. You can do it all, 100% of it, right on Pickaxe.
That's really cool. So let's say that now, if you are a movie director, you know, because there was this topic that last year there was this, well, everybody knows that Hollywood stopped, right? Like everything, everyone was saying, no, AI is going to take us out of our job. So the movement was more around another use case of AI, right? So this use case, if I'm getting this right, is to actually help that people make money.
Yes, exactly. I mean, we were here in the writer's strike and we were actually working with, you know, production companies on various different projects in the AI space. And you know, this is really the key thing to understand about how we see AI impacting creativity. There's basically two camps, right? On the one hand, there's people that have never tried ChatGPT and are afraid of it. And on the other hand, there's people that, you know, have tried it and immediately they realize that it's a tool that they can use to empower themselves to be even more creative, to do more things, to have more time in the day. So, you know, it gets incorporated into their creative process. And so, you know, the one thing I would say to skeptics out there who think that AI is destroying creativity is just to go and give it a try and actually try to incorporate it into your creative process. Another thing that folks like that often say is that AI is not creative, but really, you know, it's very creative. You can, it will tell you something that you never would have thought of before, or tell you a story based on information you don't know where it came from. All of that is super helpful when you're trying to, you know, be a creative, making money today.
If I'm a newbie and I have no idea on where to begin, how will you make like a playbook? Step one, just go to Pickaxe. Step two, what will be the good playbook for the creative economy to give it a try? Because what you say, I think it's really important. I have met a lot of people that have read about it, or maybe they taste it, but they taste it like I tell it like it's like playing Jeopardy. They wanted to know if this thing can answer and if this thing can answer accurately, and that's it. You know, like, oh yes, ChatGPT. I asked them where it was Restaurante Lupita, and it missed. So it's hallucinating. You know, it was. There's a lot of people that are talking about AI mainly because it's a trend, but they haven't actually spent time understanding how it can be better for them. What would be a good playbook for all the creative economy, that all those women that are currently listening to you, or those dreamers that are graduating from college and say, there's no more space for me in the industry because now a robot's going to write the script. What's the playbook?
Well, it's really very straightforward. At every industry in the entire world right now, the same exact thing is happening. A couple of young people are going and trying out ChatGPT and trying out Midjourney and trying out some of these, you know, generative AI tools, and they're seeing if they have a knack for it. And the ones that have a knack for it, then right now and in the next year, they are going to become the AI people for those organizations. And they're going to get big promotions because, right, these tools are going to become more and more central to the way that all business gets done. So my advice, my playbook would be go out and try to see if you can get good generations yourself. See if you can generate good results. See if you can find a use case where maybe you're not trying to search for some specific piece of information. Maybe you're trying to reformat something or make something look really good graphically. But where you find those use cases, if you find that you can, it's not just a knack of, hey, I tried it once and it worked really well. Part of the knack of being good at prompt design and working with generative AI is about understanding that it's a dynamic, ongoing conversation that you're having. And if you can get to a point where you're getting really good results on one of those tools, then you can come to Pickaxe, because what Pickaxe lets you do is take those one-time, one-off results that you got with a good ChatGPT conversation and scale them so that you can then, basically turn that into a product that you can either distribute for free to other people within your organization, or if you're going into business for yourself, you can sell it. Because there are going to be people in the world who never want to try this for themselves. And there are also legitimately people in the world who do not have a knack for prompt design. And there really is a skill to prompt design. So, my advice, the playbook would be go out and try it for yourself. And if you find that you perform well with it, then you can scale those tools with Pickaxe.
For our audience, we had a hackathon a couple of weeks ago with 500 women in Guanajuato, women from all age. We're talking that we have women around 50, 60, but also undergrad students, but also college students. So it was great. It was a movement. And they all built something on Pickaxe. And we asked them what were the main 3 questions they want to make you for this interview.
Okay.
So I'm going to shoot it. So the first question was, when will my tool will be able to do images? The project that they created was, they were actually the 4th place. It was a creator for travel agencies. They wanted to be able to send like a small video with the itinerary of a travel. So they learned that they can make an agent that can give you day by day what to do on a city. That was great. But then they say, I want this to be like a small story because nobody reads anymore. When is that going to happen?
We're working on that right now, actually. As you know, OpenAI is slowly releasing Sora to more and more people. We have some connection with that team, and so this is something we're actively thinking about. Probably in the next 3 months, there will be video on Pickaxe.
That's impressive. By the way, you're a developer, right?
Yes, I am CEO and CTO.
That's tough one. Just choose any of those hats, and it's already a tough spot to be. Let me tell you the second question, and this is for the second place of our winners of the hackathon. So let me read you the use case. They created a pickaxe to help teachers on elementary school to get feedback on why are their children failing their exams. So these were teachers in the classroom that they say that every time they fail a student, the parent comes and says, why? How can I help them? And their idea was, this is the guide. These are the exams. These are the tests. Just work with your kids. So they created like a step-step guide on how to be a teacher if you're not a teacher, so you can help your kids pass my exam. The question for them was, how can they make this something more useful, because they only have one classroom and maybe 4 or 5 exams. What do you think of their idea, and if you have any tip so they can build this bigger?
It's a great idea. I will say one of the most popular tools we've ever made that gets tens of thousands of uses every single day is a very basic tool, a Shakespeare translator that translates Shakespearean text into regular Old English. And that's being used in thousands of schools across the United States and other places where they study Shakespeare more and more. We can look at our map and learn where they're studying Shakespeare. So my advice would just be, if you've made something that works well, post it on Reddit, post it on, teacher forums. With Pickaxe, the very first place we posted was Reddit, And even as of now, 35% of our customers have come from Reddit, paying customers. And so you can really grow, especially now with social media like that. So just if you share it, people will organically like it, try it out. And so if you put it in a studio and you put it out there, make it free. It's not really that costly to operate if it's GPT 3.5. And once you see people using it a lot, you can get some feedback from them. And then, the sky's the limit.
And the last question, this is also one of our winners. Their Pickaxe was a virtual agent to link with all the government programs to support entrepreneurs in the state. They say that there's so many things happening that they don't know which program to apply or what support or which grant is available. So they just took the information from the government page and just put it there, only the entrepreneurship one. So their question was, are they going to get sued? Are they supposed to be worried? And I actually am asking this because there's so many things out there and people are worried. So let's go on that.
Well, it's a developing issue, and there are different opinions on this, and I can't give legal advice, but if the information was available publicly on a government webpage, I don't think that they're going to be sued for using it. And to the extent that you are using information that you got, from some website or some book, one thing that's important is because Pickaxe is a RAG-based and a prompt design-based approach. You're showing the model snippets of these pieces of content and having it do generation. You're not actually training the model in any kind of a way on these pieces of content. So if you have ownership of the content, then, showing the AI the content and asking it to do a generation is totally within your rights. You're not training anything in a way that you're, so that's our understanding as of today is no, especially if it's a government website. But in general, for most RAG, as long as you legitimately own the content, currently, you have the right to show it to an AI model and do generations.
And to add to that question, because I think it's a fair question, each country is going to have a different legislation.
That's true.
So in Mexico, we still don't have an official AI law in place. And a lot of countries are still working on them, right? So for all the people that are using maybe fear for an excuse of not going inside this world and understanding the scope of the things and what can be done, what I can tell you is that this technology is going way farther, way faster than we can create laws. So a lot of things need to be broken because you cannot wait for the law to be at the same speed as technology. So there's a lot of things that we don't know the answer right now, and we're not sure that the answer of today is going to be the answer for tomorrow. But what I can tell to all the people that are worried on this is, don't worry. Someone will put a law that will make it really clear what you can or you can do. And right now, everybody needs to learn how to use Gen AI. It's something good. There's no reason of not trying. And I think this is one of the coolest time to be alive. You can
Amazing.
reinvent yourself.
People have to take the opportunity now. You're exactly right. Do not let copyright concerns be, blocking you from starting a small business or from integrating this into your organization. People will make decisions on that kind of thing, but those decisions will be influenced by how successful people are now at taking action, building businesses, building useful tools. If enough people build really useful tools, then the regulations still won't really even be able to do anything anyway.
Nathaniel, I love this conversation. I cannot say more. Thanks. I appreciate the time. I know you're really busy. You're on that round, so I'm wishing you the best of luck. I'm cheering and rooting for you. We admire you. We see Pickaxe as an ally of our company, so we're going to be being really close for a lot of time. So thanks again for being part of this, and thanks to our audience that spend this time. I hope you learned something and this is something useful. And most of it, enjoy life. This is a great time to be learning new stuff. And Gen AI is a new way of learning stuff faster and better. So give it a shot. Any message you want to share, Nathaniel?
Thank you so much. This has been so much fun, and get out there and build something amazing.
Pickaxe webpage.
It's pickaxeproject.com.
Okay, so please go to pickaxeproject.com and begin building. Thank you. Have a great day.